Here's a snare drum. Here it is again. And once more. It's a nice, cleanly recorded snare drum. The band is Remember Jones. The song is Don't Put Me on Hold, recorded at Telefunken Electroacoustics facility in South Windsor, Connecticut, in their Live from the Lab series. The microphone on the top of the snare is the Telefunken M81, which Telefunken Electroacoustic describes thus. The M81 is a proven choice for countless sound sources, both in the studio and on stage. It possesses the same condenser-like response, minimal proximity effect, and superior feedback rejection one expects from a Telefunken dynamic series microphone. A smooth frequency response, clarity, and wealth of body make the M81 an ideal tool for taming brighter vocals, guitar tones, and fattening up toms, horns, or other thinner sounding sources. Featuring intelligent design and American-assembled construction, the M81 is an excellent first-choice dynamic for most situations. Let's listen to the three examples again. There is, however, one small issue with this recording. Listen to the next example and watch this true peak meter just here. Aha! As we can see, the peak reading has turned, sorry about that, just clicked it off again, turned red, and there was also a flash of red just at the top of the meter here. We can listen to it again. Okay, what this is showing us is that the true peak of this recording is reaching 0 dB TP, which is not a bad thing. 0 dB TP should be okay, but we prefer to have a little bit of a safety margin these days, and in Europe we take -1 dB TP as the safety margin, and in the USA they like it to be -2 dB TP. So this snare drum recording is either 1 or 2 decibels over according to these specifications. We've got another meter over here. It's very small, so you'll have to focus in on it, and you will have to watch in full scale to really see it. So this meter here is reading dBFS, so it's reading the digital signal compared to the full scale reading. So when the signal reaches 0 dBFS, there's a yellow light that'll come on at the top. It can't actually detect clipping because the recording has already been made, and the recording can only go up to 0 dBFS. It can't go any higher than that. So it can't detect clipping, but if the signal hits 0 dBFS, as indicated by this yellow light, it's a warning sign. If there was, say, one sample at 0 dBFS, it's almost certainly not a clip. 2 samples, well, 3, 4 consecutive samples at 0 dBFS, that almost certainly would represent a clip, and it would change the sound from what it should be. So these are 2 things to look at, and I'll play the audio again and just take a look over here. Okay, there's that lovely yellow light, and you can see that's just gone off. That's the peak hold. So we can see that it has hit 0 dBFS, and it also has hit 0 dB TP. This can actually go above the 0, so it's kind of like coincidental that it's only on exactly on 0. So that is something to watch out for. So this is a bit of a problem. Does it happen anywhere else in the audio? So let's listen to this, and once again we'll keep an eye on these beats. I'll just reset that, and then we can see what happens. Here we go. sorry. So there we go again. We've got a reading of 0 dB TP, which is not a good thing. And we'll take another look at the meter over here in dBFS. And there it is. We've got a reading of 0 dBFS. Whether it's a clip or not, it's really up to your interpretation, because can you hear it? That's the deciding factor. Does it sound bad? If it sounds bad, then it is bad. If it doesn't sound bad, well, it's not bad. I'm not going to say it's good exactly, but it sounds like a snare drum to me. There's nothing about this that sounds unusual in any way, but you make your own judgment on that. So in theory, the level's getting so high, it's approaching a risk of having an intersample peak, which is a level that goes over 0 dBFS between samples. This is when it's reconstructed into analog in the digital to analog converter, or it can happen during sample rate conversion. So there's a risk of that. But it's so small that it's unlikely that anyone would ever hear it as an intersample clip. Even so, the cause of this is that the preamp gain for the snare mic is set too high. It would have been worth backing off 6 decibels or so to allow enough headroom for the drummer to hit the drum as hard as he likes without any risk of clipping. But there's a lot to do in a live session. All the other levels of the instruments and vocals are fine. You can hear the full recording and download the multitrack at Telefunken Electroacoustics live from the lab, which you can easily search for online. Let's hear all of the drum examples once more. And now the peaks. I'm David Mellor, Course Director of Audio Masterclass. Thank you for listening.